Thank you, stranger. The young woman does not look the least bit scared. Her cheeks are flushed and her blue eyes are glittering. For saving us from demons and for your timely entrance. I swear I don't know who enraged me more today, the demons or the oh-so-affable master of the house. What can you tell me about the master of the house? The count? Her voice drops to a whisper. I've wanted to smash a jug over his head about 5 times today already. He just brings that feeling out in people. It's one of his many talents. Other than that, well, you've probably already heard about the Arendelle family. All I can say is that the Count's servants flee this place like rats from a sinking ship. No one ever stays here long, even though he pays them extravagantly. I've even heard one servant complain that he always feels uneasy in the Count's home, like someone is watching him. Unseen eyes staring at the back of his head, even if the back is to the wall. Even if he turns around. I don't know if I believe all these tales, but I'm just telling you what I heard. Are you deliberately talking as if I'm not here? Excellent. Like any polite host, I shall return the favor and act as if you're not here either. Thanks, Darren. You're the best. I'm a friend of Ilk's. He asked me to find you. The young woman clasps her hands together. He's alive? He's made a brilliant new friend. It's a shame it had to happen now, when the city is under siege by demons. And those pig-headed inquisitors are pursuing us instead of doing something useful. Do you know where the third of your group is? Wallflower? No idea. If he knows about the demon attack, he won't hide away. He'll just go out and try to help people. If he doesn't know, well, you have no chance of finding him. He's a pretty skilled mage, but I doubt he'll risk using his magic. He'll probably do something the inquisitors won't expect, pose as someone to disguise himself. We had a great selection of masquerade costumes in the temple. She becomes lost in thought for a moment. I know. I'll tie my shawl around your arm. Wallflower gave it to me. He'll spot it right away and know you're a friend. If I were you, I'd look for him in Canabra's Market Square. Okay. Why did you decide to break into the wardstone and cast magic on it? You put your life at risk. But it wasn't a demon. Oh, sorry. You put your lives at risk. Your information could have been a trap set by demons. But it wasn't a demon trap, Aranka says forcefully, and then her voice softens. Her expression turns pensive. You know, living next to the world wound and seeing the powerlessness of the Crusaders, it's very hard. We've been trying to defeat the demons for hundreds of years now, and we have nothing to show for it. I think that Queen Galfrey and the other leaders think that we can defeat evil if we line up our soldiers in perfect columns and send them marching off with a stirring battle cry. We just need a few more soldiers, a little more discipline, but we've been marching for 100 years. It's always 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And while the soldiers are marching, people like Hulrin are seizing power behind their backs. His fanaticism and cruelty were forged in the same furnace as the Crusaders' righteousness. We will never defeat the demons if we keep trying to march down this same path. We need to change tact, to challenge our principles, trust our hearts and our friends, and not moldering doctrines. We need to listen to an entity that is willing to help us. My friends and I listened and we trusted and we tried to change something. At least we tried, even though it didn't work out. Great idea. Marching in straight lines won't work. So let's go attack the demons in a merry band of hopers and dreamers, brimming with enthusiasm and doing just whatever we feel like. When the demons see us coming, they'll die of hysterics and our victory will be complete. That's so unfair. That's so unfair of you, Lan. Naive children, that's what you are. But I admit your words stir something in my soul. I wouldn't put you in charge of a military campaign, but I'd be proud to fight alongside you. And that from Seela, I think, is a good compliment, right? Like, they're naive in a lot of different ways, right? They haven't lived to see a lot of the world yet. But on the same hand, the world wound hasn't beaten them down yet, which is why they did what they did. Normally, in like these sort of instances, you either have the young and naive who are brimming with hope and wanting to make a change, that they'll pretty much do anything foolhardy. You know what I mean? Even if it remotely sounds like a good idea, they're gonna do it. And that's the age that they're at. Or you have the almost like grizzled veterans in this case, like in this instance, where they've been through it. They've seen the world wound. They've watched friends die. They've watched loved ones die. They've watched them lose fight after fight after fight until all they can do to stay sane and to keep going is to just keep marching and to just keep doing what they're told, because they've lost that hope and that optimism. It's gone. It's been beaten out of them. And then you sometimes have the people in the middle, right, who understand a little bit of A and a little bit of B. They still got that hope and that optimism, but they understand that this isn't a fight that you can just win by barreling in, right? Like, they understand the gravity of it, the heaviness of it. It's rare to find that like in the middle, because by the time you start to understand the gravity of the situation, you've lost your hope. You know what I mean? Like, especially given what the world wound is. And so I think that Sela brings up a good point. Your words stir something in my soul. So you almost need somebody like Aranka and her friends to stir that level of hope, in hopes of making the people that still have the get up and go to do something and to be inspired. So that's why I really like here what Sela says. However, Lan's whole thing is just, it's unfair. It's 100% unfair. They didn't go after attacking the demon specifically. They wanted to fix the ward stone, right? It was something tangible, something that they knew that they could do, or they wanted to at least try. Because they didn't know what else to do. Nobody was listening to them or anything. And for them, not doing anything would have probably been the same equivalent of letting the demons just roll over them. And they weren't going to take it. They weren't going to just, you know, be lambs to slaughter. So it's fine. Can you get somewhere safe on your own? It looks like the Inquisitors aren't busting down the door just yet, and they're not hiding under the bed, so I think I'll be safe. I'm safe for now. I'll be fine on my own. I'll go to our temple. To Ilks, the Inquisitor must have searched there by now. They won't go back a second time. Okay, I gotta go. Good luck. You too. All right, let's go find what we need, which is Ilks, and then we'll go talk to, oh, all these drunk nobles are dead. Sorry, Darren. I didn't mean to get all of your guests killed or anything like that. It just kind of happened. Let's see.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Thanks, Lan. You're the best, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan. Let's go get Wallflower. So Wallflower is here. Now, the last time we did so much before we had to go back that we almost didn't get the like fight to the tavern to actually proc until a lot, like almost right at the bitter end. So I don't know if we're gonna do that again. I don't know if we're gonna go to the Tower of Estrad early or whatnot, but we'll see. We'll kind of let it happen organically and just see what happens. But this comes first for me. The eyes of a young lad peer out at you from under the massive helmet. At this proximity, it's obvious that his armor is ill-fitting and mismatched. The helmet specifically is either very poorly made or a theater prop. Pardon me, I saw you with that shawl. Does this mean that you're a friend of Aranka's? What am I saying? Of course it does. So, oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is, wait, is that gonna happen? Wow, that got fixed. I don't know if like it was a mod causing the bug for the last time we played or what, but that was speedy this time. That's actually really cool. And the young man's speech is interrupted by the arrival of a new cast of characters. People in the robes of Iomede's Inquisitor appear from all sides surrounding him. Adept Thal of the Temple of Desna, you are under arrest on suspicion of treason and aiding the demons. You have 1 minute to come quietly. Drag your feet and we'll count that as an attempt to resist justice. Prelate Hulrin appears behind his people, and here's the traitor who almost corrupted the ward stone with his magic. Hulrin! You didn't think that the disorder and a demonic presence in the city would distract us from pursuing traitors, did you? So you finally left the hole in the ground, though, at least. The youth's eyes go wide and he says nothing, clearly not knowing what to do. We're gonna, unfortunately... Alright, demons are running amok. Now's not the time for settling scores. On the contrary, now is the perfect time to catch the demons' accomplices while they're overconfident and letting their masks slip. You're torturing this poor boy for nothing. The Inquisitor's brow furrows. You bear the gift of heaven and you're taking sides with this delinquent conspirator. Heaven knows not only righteous anger, but mercy as well. Yeah, we're gonna try to keep him alive. Let's go with this. Am I whipping out the sword again? Abby, get the sword. The Inquisitor gazes at the light, not even blinking. His face reveals a desperate inner struggle. At last, he rubs his temples. I do not know why you are standing in the way of justice, but I do not wish to start a spat between the goddess's righteous warriors in this hour of peril. Let this Desnan riffraff go wherever he likes, just as long as it's out of my sight. When we liberate the city from demons, I will see to it that every one of Ramian's runts and everyone like him will be driven out of Canobras. Come, faithfuls. Come, faithful. We have no further business here. So I actually do like, though, your thing here, where you're like, now is the perfect time. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Where did it... You're torturing this... Oh, when you were like, you're torturing this boy for nothing, I can't stand for it. I thought that there was something else there that I had liked. Did I miss it? Maybe. I thought that there was something else. Demon's running amok. Now it's not the time for settling scores. Oh, I think it was the prompt that this was. But honestly, I do think it's something that Abby would do, though. So one of the things I did want to mention about Abby's character, though, and this is something that I've kind of been thinking about on and off a lot recently. I know she's not going down the angel mythic path or anything like that. She is still going for the Desmond path. I like that path a lot. I think that that makes a lot of sense, especially for who she is. But Abby's the sort of person that is definitely still willing to use tools at her disposal to help people if this is something that, like, she feels like she needs to do. So she knows that Halloran, he's got a lot to work through, and I don't think she's necessarily made judgment on him yet. She doesn't like him, but she doesn't think that he deserves to die at this point. And as far as Wallflower goes, she doesn't want him to die. Obviously, like, she's here to save him. So using the sword, she knew at that one moment was going to get what she needed. So she wasn't like... It didn't matter to her, so she used it. And I do like the fact that even like in these early stages of the game, I know that you're using these different things to potentially unlock those paths down the road, but I also like it from an RPing perspective where you're using these tools because Abby isn't the commander right now. She hasn't earned that loyalty and that trust of the army yet. She's not at the head of it, so she doesn't just have her command instead to use as the weight. So she needs to use whatever is at her disposal, and I think that that makes her a pretty well-rounded character and somebody who can think on her feet really quickly, which is why I've kind of designed Abby as I have as far as that goes. So yeah, we'll continue on. The young man lets out a sigh of relief as he watches the Inquisitors go. This is just blatantly unfair. We tried to protect the city from demons, and instead of helping us, we get hunted by the Inquisitors. Prelate Halloran will be the death of us all, and there's nothing we can do about it. Anyways, thank you. I'd have been done for without you. The Inquisition has gone too far. I'm glad I didn't let them take you. That's it! I don't believe I'll get a fair hearing from Halloran. If it wasn't for you, I would have been tortured and put to death. But even so, I have my regrets. I think we went too far trying to break into the Wardstone. We didn't even save anyone. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go to the temple. I want to be alone with the goddess and reflect on what has happened. Okay, so let's head back to the temple now, which is over here. And we will wait. We're gonna watch them. I love that you can like watch them move through this. I don't know why, but it always like makes me giggle. And just seeing like the little like icon, like their little portraits just do. They're like floating around and stuff. All right, so we should be back. Dun, dun. Did I come to the right place? I should have, right? Oh no. Did I go to the wrong spot? Yeah, right here. So, am I supposed to talk to... He's waiting for news. Oh, inside the ruin. Okay. Because I don't think I need to talk to Ramian right now. Ilks, Aranka, and Thal sit side by side, like sparrows on a tree branch. They seem happy, despite the chaos going around them. If it isn't our rescuer, it's good you've come. Sit with us. I'm pleased to see that you're all fine, but there's still much work to be done in the city. Actually, stopping for a minute won't hurt. I'll gladly sit with you. The adepts share conspiratorial look. We decided to give you a gift, a special gift. One that we would never share with anyone except for the person who risked her life for ours. Who didn't just take a stand against evil, but against injustice under the guise of the law. Our gift, Aranka cuts in, is a song. We call it Starward Gaze, and it came to us from the true servants of Desna from her domain in Elysium. This song can gift a soul with renewed vitality. Just listen. A song bestowed from above is a generous gift. Ulbrich bows his head and folds his hands in a gesture of respect. May the light of Mother Moon never fade. That's so sweet. I love that. Ulbrich. She returns the nod and keeps singing. Oh, and I like it that, she that kind of moment. That's really cute. I like that a lot. So we're going chaotic because that's Abby. You repeat the melody, feeling it coming from somewhere within your heart, and then... I love the melody for this. I love it so much. When the music stops, Abby finds herself in a place that looks nothing like the ruins of Canabras. It all happens in the space of a blink. She closes her eyes on one world and reopens them on another one entirely. A delicate twilight envelops this new world with streaks of moonlight breaking through the gloom. Abby is standing in a shallow stream of murmuring water deep in a forest. There is no one else around. Garlands of unfamiliar climbing plants twine around the trunks of gigantic trees, and dangling from their branches are vines, woven into what look remarkably like swings. A carpet of fragrant grasses spread out at the tree's roots, with islands of phosphorescent moss and lichen dotted here and there. Small, smooth stones with strange mirrored surfaces are scattered across the stream bed in which Abby is standing. The stones catch the light shining down from the heavens, making them gleam silver and making the ordinary little brook look like a stream of darkness, carrying a sprinkling of stars through the night. Abby is sure she has never been to a place like this before, and yet it all feels so familiar. It is the manifestation, not of dreams or fantasies, but of that special way of looking at the world that only children possess. When the glint of light reflected off a piece of glass becomes a fallen star, when an oddly shaped stone can be a remarkable artifact, and when every shadow or twist in a path promises mystery or an incredible adventure. A single glance into the forest stream brings this feeling rushing back. Realizing this, Abby, we're going to unhurriedly make our way along the stream bed. The whimsically twisting stream runs through the silent forest, and Abby unhurriedly strolls along it. This place evokes a strange feeling of not calm, no, in fact, quite the opposite. A feeling of restlessness and anticipation of incredible discoveries or unexpected encounters. Or then again, perhaps it's not the place at all, but the eternal hunger, the craving for new experiences, which dwell within many mortal hearts. Speculation aside, just as Abby rounds the next bend, an unexpected encounter does indeed take place. They come closer, not attempting to hide, stepping lightly on the mossy carpet, leaping from branch to branch, or flitting through the air. The creatures are thoroughly bizarre, as though they were deliberately conceived to try the sanity of every taxonomist on the planet. One has the fluttering wings of a butterfly on its back, another has the tails of a dozen different animals, while a third boasts tresses of streaming water, hooves instead of feet, and a springy clover growing all over its skin. "We have a visitor!" exclaims one of the strange creatures, and immediately runs along the stream, sending up moonlight silvered splashes with every step. "Who are you?" "Oh, sorry, I picked where am I." "Don't you know where you are?" asks the creature in amazement. There are plains of breathtaking beauty and plains of astonishing wonders, but only Elysium is woven from the craving for beauty, from the belief in wonders. That is where you are, in the most peaceful, most wonderful corner of the plain of boundless freedom. Honestly, I kind of like that description though, where they say the craving for beauty, but also from the belief in wonders, because that is something that is unique in a lot of ways. And I like how they mentioned like children have it, right? That belief in wonders, that things can still cause that awe, that spark of like, I wonder what's over there. Or as they mentioned too, like kids are fantastic at, they see a pebble or they see a stone on the ground or something like that, and they make up this elaborate story behind it, right? Where it came from, who must have had it before, how it got here, or anything like that. And it's that, you know, everything can be turned into something fantastical, something wonderful, that is so unique to children in a lot of ways. And it's sad that as adults, like, you grow up and you kind of lose a lot of that. But the fact that in Elysium it's always there is really cool. So who are you? "We're Azatas, the children of freedom," says one of the creatures, carelessly swinging from the branches of a tree. "This forest is our home. For today, tomorrow our home could be a lake 100 leagues to the south, or an underground cave in the azure ocean, or a castle of clouds that scatters in the dawn breeze. So how did I get here?" "We don't know how you came to be here," says the creature with a dozen tails, smiling. "Mortals rarely come to Elysium during their lifetime, but here you are, which means that something must have brought you, something in your soul. If your soul did not harbor even the slightest spark of freedom, yearning, and compassion, you never would have found your way here. Now that you know the answer, tell us, what do you want?" Want? Abby, what does Abby want? Abby wants a nap. I'm telling you right now. Girl is tired, but she has to go back, and they need her. The creature with butterfly wings, who is here to remain silent, Gives the visitor a serious look and nods to itself. I smell the burning blood and tears of the place you have come from. It clings to you. It is right that you don't wish to turn your back on the suffering of those you left behind. None of us children of Elysium would do such a thing. Go back. Be a bulwark against evil and strife. Your path is true. But would you like to take something from this place as a memento? The question hangs in the air, and though the word that Abby utters next are merely words, not a spell or a military command, they seem to have equal bearing on destiny and life. Yes, I really want to. And the Azatas draw closer. Take this memory with you. Take this light. Take the knowledge that any pebble struck by a moonbeam can be equal to any star. Take the understanding that you cannot fight evil with clever plans until you have conquered evil within your soul. And your soul cannot be cleansed of evil if it is not free. Take our song. Remember it, and it may help you. But only when you are true to that which brought you beneath the sky. All three adepts look at you wide-eyed. What just happened? For a second, you were surrounded by light, and we heard music, like the music of Elysium itself. I had a vision. I was in Elysium, and the Azatah spoke to me. The adepts exchange a look of astonishment. I swear, it's a sign that Desna herself has turned her gaze on you. You helped us and protected Wallflower from the Inquisitors. Even though it wasn't your responsibility, the goddess couldn't fail to acknowledge such a noble soul. We might be getting ahead of ourselves here. There are many powerful entities in Elysium besides Desna, but of course, there must be a reason for it. I'm so glad we met you, friend. And not just because I'd be suffering at the Inquisitor's hands right now if we hadn't, but also because you helped me overcome my doubts. We will always remember you no matter what. That's such a good quest. Oh, I love that. I don't know why. I love that every time. Every single time. Like, that's one of those ones I like bull rush towards. That whole thing, just so top tier. So I want to see, do we have, okay. So we need to find the League of Inspiring cart still, which is in this city. So we can go do that. We got to take Woljif to this, which will probably actually pull Lan and put Woljif in his place instead. More than nothing, all right. So I don't know if I mentioned this already. We did do Nenio's quest on stream, and I know everything that happens, and it's long. It's so long. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet in regards to it, because, oh man, does it take forever. It's a good quest, but I feel like there's a lot more fighting to it, and in some cases, the beauty of the story gets a little lost in just how big it is. So it's something that I'm probably going to do. I'm just going to have to, like, work up the, you know, to do it. Maybe we'll have to get like a good romance scene with Ulbrich or something like that, and then I'll be like, we're fueled, let's go. That's exactly what's probably more than likely gonna happen. So stay of execution, that we know we're just waiting on. Feud of the Faithful. So this, what do I do? Oh, you know what, let's quickly go see, oops, if there's anything that Ramian wants to say to us. Like, I am kind of curious if there's anything to conclude. Am I tired now? Apparently we're fatigued. Okay, cool. There's that. I also got a wand of remove disease. Excellent. I'm not going to run. Kill me if you wish, but I ask you hear me out first. I can't imagine someone would go as far as to kill you, Ramian. Your gaggle of good little worshippers wouldn't allow such sacrilege to come to pass. Why didn't you think to seek refuge with me? I would have helped out of solidarity for a fellow Asmar to relive that one summer's eve. Why can't I word? Darren, the priest seems to have only just noticed your companion. You are traveling in unexpected company, but to answer your question, I never considered trying to save myself. Wanted to help the people of the city. I refused to idly wait out the storm just to amuse you, not even for the sake of that one summer's eve. Yes, that is a common affliction amongst clerics. Now is not the time for selfish pleasure. Our city is burning. I managed to calm Halloran down a little, but he's still hell-bent on driving you out of the city once the demon attack has been repelled. Ramian's head lowers. I suppose I should be pleased, but the idiocy, the injustice of it all makes my blood boil. I'll leave Canabras, but not before we fight off the demons. No matter what happens, I thank you. Go to Eagle's Watch. I fear my presence there would be ill-advised, even though you managed to reason with our mutual friend. The sight of me might reignite his Inquisitor's zeal. I'll make myself useful elsewhere. Alas, the city has many great souls in need of a cleric. Okay. I found and rescued your 3 adepts. The news already reached me. I'm deeply grateful. Now my heart can rest easy knowing they're safe. I also heard that you achieved the impossible to convince Halrin to spare Thal. Of course, in the prelate's typical fashion, he vowed to run us out of the city once the demons had been dealt with. Stubborn old fool. But unfortunately, his word is law. So we will indeed be leaving, but as long as the demons are here, the city needs our help. I won't be going anywhere. As do I. Thank you for listening to me and defending me. Now it is my turn to go out into the ruins and search for people who need help. Cool. So we did it. We saved everyone. Ish. All the people that we wanted to save. So now we gotta go save a cart of beer. Don't ask. Just know that this cart of beer is very inspiring, and I'm almost hoping that Ulbrich has a few jovial things to say. Because if anybody would, it'd probably be him.